This isn't going to be like our normal videos. I've been struggling a bit with the whole Broadcom VMware thing, and I want to take a moment and tell you how I feel. One, to get it off my chest, and also I think there are plenty others out there who may be struggling with the same thing. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, lucky you. If you're interested in the backstory here, go check out the video that I did a rundown on the end of VMware as we know it. That video was the most successful video I've ever made to date, and it's awesome, but it's overshadowed by the gravity of the content in the video and all the downstream effects it has on myself and millions of other people who use VMware personally and professionally. So why am I upset? I'm upset because VMware as I've known it is effectively dead. But more than that, I'm upset because this thing that really inspired me and lit a fire in me and started my fascination with all things servers and infrastructure and data centers, the spark that helped set me on this trajectory where I am today professionally, has irreversibly changed. And I know it's stupid to get emotionally attached to a piece of software, but it's been a very real part of my life for well over 15 years at this point. To give you an example, I am a VMUG leader out here in Portland, Oregon, something that I'm incredibly proud of. I'd been a VMUG member for a long time, but never really engaged much beyond paying for Advantage. A few months before the whole Broadcom acquisition was announced, I decided to volunteer as a leader to give back to the community because I was grateful. Now, post-acquisition and seeing all the changes that are coming, I don't know if there's a reason to continue on. With the changes Broadcom has made to VMware's licensing, charging 3 times what the software used to cost, the death of EUC and Carbon Black, I can't imagine many businesses or users are going to continue using VMware. And if they're not using VMware, they have no reason to be part of VMUG, no members and no community. Back to the End of VMware video. As of the time I'm making this, there have been a lot of comments. Some of them are your typical anonymous bullshit comments disparaging anyone who would even glance at VMware. But there are a lot of people who I could tell, just like me, are struggling to figure out what to do next, personally and professionally. Comments from people who manage VDI infrastructures of over 10,000 virtual desktops, now trying to figure out what to do. Users like myself who've been using ESXi since the fat client days, now trying to figure out where to go next. And a whole lot of you incredibly confused and pissed off at corporate greed. Which brings me to another point. In the on-premise enterprise world, VMware was the solution. And many of us for a long time have been fighting off CIOs who read CIO monthly articles sponsored by cloud companies telling them why on-premise is dead and why they should be moving all of their workloads into the cloud. Well, when your affordable on-premise enterprise virtualization platform now costs you 3 times what it used to, there's really no reason not to be pushing your infrastructure into that cloud. So I think in a very real way, this will hurt on-premise infrastructure people as well. I'm also once again disappointed in business. The shareholders who voted to accept Broadcom's offer of stock and cash for VMware don't give a shit about the company, the people who work for it, the people who use it, or what it means to them. It's all about money, and that's all that governs their decisions, such as capitalism, I suppose. I don't want to seem all doom and gloom here. With every problem, there's also an opportunity to learn and grow, and I do think that personal growth comes from change and adversity. This has led me down a road that I honestly probably should have been on a while back, but I was just too comfortable. I'm digging into alternative hypervisors as well as containerization to make sure that when I make recommendations to you guys and in my professional life, I'm as well versed as I can be. I've been working on content around alternatives to VMware, so look for that stuff when it comes out. It's kind of funny, working through this is kind of helped me a little bit, which is good. The last thing I want to say about this is if you're feeling the same way I'm feeling, just know that you're not alone. That's not going to make your job any easier, but at least for me, I felt better reading all the comments knowing that my feelings and reactions weren't irrational or unjustified. Also, don't hesitate to comment your thoughts about this down below and consider joining our Discord. It's free and it's a good place to discuss home labbing, self-hosting, and our combined disdain for all things Broadcom. Thanks for watching.